Hello there, everyone. This is Matt with the Busted Couch, and I figured let's try the Stanley Parable. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this game recently. It came out, I believe, a couple days ago, Tuesday or something like that. But yeah, it is a game based on a Half-Life mod that came out quite a quite a while ago, and it's purely designed to mess with your head and troll you as much as possible. So I'm interested to see what this is like. I've watched a few videos of like the demo, but I haven't seen anything on the main game itself, and I hear that the main game is actually a lot different. This game is developed and published by Galactic Cafe. It's available on Steam. I think right now it's 20% off. It's $15 normally, and right now it's $11.99, I believe. So hopefully you get something from this video, and maybe you'll go pick it up after. I'm only going to play for a certain amount of time. This game doesn't seem like one of those ones that I will get stuck in the story arc or something that I won't want to stop, so I'll just do about maybe 15 minutes. I haven't even tried the game yet, but I did go through the options, so let's go through that and you can see what we got. So, master volume, music volume, you can change between headphones, any number of speakers, 5.1, all that stuff. And I'm going to apologize now, actually, sorry, before we get any further. I am still a little clogged up. I was sick for the last week, so again, it seems like it happens too often. But anyway, sound quality high, subtitles on, of course, just because, you know, I like to be able to read because I don't hear everything all the time. Videos, or video settings. Aspect ratio, yeah, resolution, display, full screen, disabled. I'm not on a laptop. Overlay position, bottom right. FOV slider, and then we got advanced, anti-aliasing, instruct filtering, double buffered, enabled, multi-core rendering, and we got, you know, detail rendering, effective detail, and model and texture detail, and it gives a little description of what all of these are, which is nice. Not all games do that. Actually, not very many games do that at all. So these are all fairly standard things to include in a PC game, but it's nice that they actually tell you what the hell they do, because not everyone knows what, you know, vertical sync is, or what they exactly mean by effect detail. So, nice. And that's all the options. There's extras, so you have achievements, which I enabled. For enabling this, you get an achievement. Making fun of achievements, like it. And saving is not enabled off the bat, so I enabled saving because I don't plan to sit through this in one sitting. Keyboard and mouse, you can change it, I believe. No, never mind. You can edit keys, but I don't think you can. Let's go. Yeah, you cannot change to a controller that I know of. So there you have it. Then credits, and let's begin. Now, this game is meant to screw with you, so I got a feeling that the screen won't change, and I'm just going to be standing there staring at a wall that says loading on it. Yeah? Loading screen, activate. La 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 la. Yeah, I never played the original Half-Life mod for this. I never heard of it really until recently, so that shows you that I'm not in every single loop here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Perfect.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. I will step out of my office. I can't open that door. I'm used to Outlast right now. Like I just finished Outlast, and now I'm used to clicking with my keyboard.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
As I was saying, I'm used to clicking doors to open them instead of pushing E, so this will be different. Where's the meeting room? All these numbers. Hey, room 420.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Somebody! Where is everybody? I have to choose a door, don't I?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, can't go in any of these rooms.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I love you, game. What's in this door? Nothing. Nothing was in that door.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Alright, I'll go into this dark room.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. No, I'm back.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh,
You.
come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm
You,
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
you son of a bitch. I will
This
have.
is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh. I will have sex with this mannequin just to spite you, sir. I don't. I don't want to push 5. Okay, fine. I'll push 5.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not pushing any more buttons. No, I'm not pressing the 8 game. No. No. Not pressing it. I'm going to click everything else. No, I'm not pressing 8. I refuse. Huh? Got nothing to say now, huh? You're not going to let me advance unless I push that 8. What if I pushed it on the numpad? Oh, I knew it. You have to push the number above the letter
But in
keys.
his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
I pushed 8
As
already.
he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I want to play.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
My
The
stapler?
longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Where is my stapler?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
No. No. I'm pushing
You
it.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
No. I want to question. I want to question. You are making me be a
I
drone.
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Please die. What? And now I'm back at the office. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay then. I guess when it said please die, I actually died. I'll just go. I don't want to explore this hellhole. This is...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
I'll go left
he
this
entered
time.
the door on his left.
It's like that... It just taught me a lesson. It's like follow instructions or we'll kill you. That's what it said. That's what it just told me. Fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent. Come on, show me what that said. Using slides ensures employees that everything is okay. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Charts and slides. Nice. Where is this being projected from? Oh, there it is. Okay. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging. Oh, the boss appreciation minute. Nice. More slides. Oh. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, you typed that wrong. What are your dreams for your future? Spring break, less air. What? Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work at all times, every day, with no exception or expectations of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Now here, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball. Okay. Oh, I can open the broom closet. So you go in the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No. No, I did not.
There was
Okay.
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
There is, despite you, sir. I will stay here forever.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
That's right. And it's annoying you, isn't it, sir?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Perfect. I am trolling you, sir. I am not going to do what you tell me anymore.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Good. Yep.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the Broom Closet ending? The Broom Closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yep.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
He hates me. Excellent.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Oh, am
We
I?
got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and we're just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No. Nope. You have something to say regardless of what I do. Come on. I guess he might be actually done talking now. He hates me. He wants me to physically actually die. Alright.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I walked down. That's spooky. That's spooky. I don't want to go in there. It's dark. But I'll go. I'll go.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Nope.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Exactly.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Yep.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
And I'm going to end it there. So that... No save game, eh? Yeah, well, I want to save. There we go. So I'm going to leave it there. If you like what you saw, I would imagine that you should buy the game. And I'm not sure how long this game is or how far in I actually am, but as you can see, it seems pretty strange, to say the least. It's a funny game. Just I don't know. It just trolls you, and you can try to troll it back, and that's great. That closet part was perfect. I enjoyed that, and I assure you that I am not the person, or that I am the person, the same person playing as before he told the person at the keyboard to die. Anyway, yeah, breaking that fourth wall, nice. So the game, as I said, is on Steam. It's from Galactic Cafe. You can get it right now for $11.99. I believe it's 20% off, so it's usual price of $15, $14.99 on Steam. So if you liked what you saw, go pick it up. And this game's getting some pretty good reviews. Lots of people out there giving it, 9s and 10s and all that fun stuff. It's on the brink of not being a game, but I mean, who can really define what a video game is these days anyway? I mean, this is just you walking around and a voice saying stuff. And you're making some choices of which way to go. That's about it. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and hopefully we'll catch you again next time. Bye-bye.